All right, welcome everybody to little Saturday morning stream here. We're gonna work some more on our capital ship build. I'm working on a Corvette class-ish build here, and we started this. Last Saturday morning, I think. I don't know if I actually got started last Saturday morning. I think we were doing preparations last Saturday morning. But I did get started with the build and have a couple YouTube videos. One of them's already out. The other ones will be scheduled to be released this week. And so we're just going to take a couple hours this morning and continue that on stream here. How you doing, Black Widow? Poodle class. Poodle class ship, exactly. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're about today. Now, in my last YouTube episode, which I have not posted yet, but will later, we went out and got a bunch of sathium. I hit a very large sathium deposit on a nearby planet, and I got like 3.5 stacks there, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like a whole bunch. In fact, you know what? Let's move some of this over here. So we're gonna start refining that ore because I'd run out of sath to make blocks. But then I had some more on the planet, so I went and got some more of those. And have that cooking up here. So, excuse me. We'll, but these are going to run out pretty quickly. In fact, very quickly. And I've got most of the components made, except for the thrusters, for the ship, and they're just kind of sitting here in this constructor for the moment. And then this guy, I think, is making promethium, right? Yeah, he's making fuel. So, all right, cool. So let's see, how am I doing on food? Let's take and put about half of this food in here. And then we're looking pretty good food-wise. Oxygen is topped off, so I think we're ready to go. We'll let that sathium cook up there. I also made some capital mining lasers, which I absolutely love. They're awesome for single player, because you know, you can run more than one. It used to be that if you were playing by yourself on a capital ship, you only had one mining laser that you could operate at a time. So now that we have the capital ship-sized mining lasers, I can't talk today.
She's just not afraid of the dark. She's not even afraid of the
way
deep
better.
Dark. Ladies and gentlemen,
mining asteroids
my
in
dear
your
friend
cap ship.
Maruski has joined us. Welcome, Maru.
Hey, Maru, how are you doing today? Good to see you, as always, as always. Okay, so basically I have finished, well, I shouldn't say finished. I have built the front portion of the fuselage. So if you haven't seen my YouTube on this yet, this is basically what she looks like so far. And like I said, I'm calling it a Corvette class ship because it's going to be on the smaller side of capital ships, but I messed around with it some more in creative mode last night, and you know, started building part of the back end, which is what we're going to do in the stream this morning. And it might turn out to be a little bit larger than I had originally intended. So I don't remember what's the next class up from Corvette. I think it might be Destroyer. So by the time this is all said and done, we might even be able to consider this more a Destroyer class. We'll see. But at least the front part here is pretty, you know, relatively small, as capital ships can go. But this is the bridge here, of course, and we'll work up here some more, put in some more consoles, and get it all decorated when the time comes. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much what we've done so far. So the core is not necessarily going to remain there ultimately. That's just kind of where it is right at the moment. So to give you kind of a bit of an idea of what I have in mind here, we've got this long section here of the fuselage, and then what we're going to do is we're going to start to sweep out from the side. So we're going to kind of come out this way and then back this way, and then build around that. And the reason, one of the reasons I'm doing that is because I'm going to be parking my Cylon Raider in here. I built that in Alpha 7, and it is a very, very large small vessel. Probably just about damn near as big as you can make a small vessel. It took me a long time to build that. It's a really cool ship, and I'm excited to you know, spot it in and start actually using it here in my Let's Play series. But I need a large enough ship to be able to dock it. So the plan is that we're gonna widen the back end of this thing and make a couple of bays actually One for the. My plan is to have actually 3 bays. So what we're going to do is we're going to have one large, excuse me, middle bay that we'll park the Raider in. We'll have a smaller bay at the bottom for hovercraft, of course, and then I'm going to have an upper deck too that I'm going to park the Jade Jet in, and any other small vessels that we might use as we're going through our Let's Play series here. So anyway, that's the basic idea, and today my goal hopefully is to get the top part at least. I haven't even worked on the bottom part in creative mode yet, but get the top part of this wider section finished. So that's kind of what we're going to be working on here today. Thank you, Maru. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm excited about this. It's going to be a cool ship. Very excited. All right, so let's see. Let's get started here. We're going to put our blocks on our toolbar. And I'm going to rearrange a couple things. When I'm in LOL build mode, I'd like to have certain things in certain places. So namely, I like to have my building tools in the first 4 or 5 slots or whatever to work with, okay? And then usually I'll keep my assault rifle out here just in case I have an old guy moment and completely forget that I rearrange stuff and then go into combat and go, oh shit, my guns aren't where they're supposed to be. Alright, because you guys know me, that's exactly something I would do, isn't it? Alright, now I also have some screenshots of the build that I created in creative mode that I'm going to kind of use as a guide. So if I keep looking over here, you guys know why that is. Let's get our symmetry plane on. How about if we turn on a little bit of light background music too? How's that sound? While we're doing our build here. If you guys let me know if that's too loud, not loud enough, whatever. We'll have some music going on. Okay, so let's see. Symmetry plane. Symmetry plane is the first order of business here today. So let's get this sucker turned on. We're going to want the YZ and make sure that's right in the center there. Let's do a test to make sure that it's set correctly. Looks like it is. That's good. Oh shit. I'm just going to pull that one up and put a new one down. It takes forever to, it takes 1 second to damage these and 10 seconds to repair them. It's a real pain in the ass when that happens. How are we doing on charges? We got pretty decent supply of multi-charges there, so we're good. Let's put our oxy in our toolbar too, because I'll probably forget and run out. You guys will be yelling at me, "Old guy, go get some oxygen," and I won't even be paying attention, because that's how I roll sometimes. Not on purpose. I'm just old. Okay. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to pop this guy in first. Let's flip him that way. Then we're going to put this guy in here. And we're going to just keep building this out about 8 blocks or so. So now, what we want to do here is we want to...
That man is Tatman, and here he is. Welcome to the stream, man.
Hey, Tat, how you doing, buddy? We want to flip this. No, not that way. We want to flip it this way. Yeah, like that. You kind of have to get into a little bit of a rhythm when you're doing this. But once you kind of figure out the rhythm, then it goes pretty quickly. Except for I just, no, that's right. Yeah, that's right. We want that one, and then we alternate to this one. Oops. And then that one. And then that one. And then that one. And then that one. Okay, so that's looking pretty close to where I want to be. Let's do a count here. I should have 1, 2, 3, 4. Should have 4 blocks of this type. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have one of the larger blocks, so this block here comes back off. And we'll hit that on the other side too. Okay. And then that's going to be the first straight block going back this way. Now let me double check my work before I proceed. Always double check your measurements. Very important to do that. Learned that when I used to be in construction a long time ago. See, we want symbols, and I still don't follow it half the time anyway, like I should. Okay, so that's 1. This should be 2. This should be 3. And this should be 4. Okay, yep, that looks good. That looks good. Now this one is going to be 1 coming out that way. And then we're going to go about 30... No, we're going to go 25 blocks back from here. What's going on, Tat? How you doing, buddy? Rated R, how's it going, man? Welcome to the stream, you guys. Thanks for coming and hanging out with Oldguy this morning as we do some capital ship building here. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful Saturday. I woke up to my damn smoke alarm going off because the battery got low in it. It's a pain in the ass, but I guess maybe someday they'll save my life. I don't know. It's like, time to get out of bed and change the battery. Okay, anyway. So, we're going to go out 25 blocks here. So, let's see. This is going to be 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I am going to mark these because otherwise I'll lose count and have old guide moments and stuff. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, and this is actually the 10th block, of course. Let's paint these two. Those don't go there. Pirate music, yeah. I like the pirate music on Pretzel Rocks. It's pretty cool. How you doing today, Tat? Okay, so this was 10, this is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And we'll have to put another one down. So that's 15 right there. That's the actual marker. All right. 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So that's 20 there. And then we're going to go out 5 more. So that's 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. And I can't put a 25 in 2 blocks, so we'll just leave it that way. All right, let me double check my work here against my screenshot and make sure everything looks correct. I think that's all right. I'm gonna, I think 2, well, yeah, that should be, well, yeah, I'm going to leave these markers in place for now. They'll ultimately get changed, of course, but and I want them to be kind of down on the sides too for now, in case I need to reference them, you know, from out here. And we'll put the numbers on the sides too. Like so. Beautiful. It actually kind of looks like I know what I'm doing, huh? Sort of. Okay, that takes care of that little section there. So let me get my the next screenshot up here. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna build out the straight walls first. When I say straight, I mean the ones that are you know, going at a right angle and not a compound angle like this is, and then we'll fill the compound in angle after we get the straight part in. Okay, so we're gonna build this first little section out here according to my drawing. So let's go ahead and grab a slope block, and we want to turn it this way. Okay, and then we're going to take and flip this one around like this. Whoops. Like so. And then our next block is going to be this guy. Whoops. Like so. And then our next block is going to be it. And you know, the cool thing about this, you guys, is I spent a long time in creative mode trying to figure this out. But once I did figure it out, you know, then I took the screenshot, so I effectively have like a blueprint to follow now. So when we do it on stream together, it's not taking me a million years trying to figure out, okay, what the hell am I supposed to be doing now? There's still going to be a little bit of what the hell am I supposed to be doing now, too, but not quite as much if I hadn't taken the time to pre-build this, so to speak. Okay, so that's that block. And okay, let me check, make sure I'm doing this right. So what I'm going to do too is I'm going to put some markers on these as well. Let's use a red for this one. So we got 2 of those. And we'll use black for these. 2 very contrasting colors, which is exactly what I need to do. And remember, this is just marker stuff right now. This isn't going to be the actual color of the ship when it's all said and done. Okay, good. So now on this marker, we're going to take this block here, and we're going to rotate it like that. Okay? And then that one we'll paint red. No. No, 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 no. That's not the right one. We want this one here. But it needs to be this way. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, let's paint that one red. Now on top of this block, you've been playing Hold Your Own. Is that like a... I've heard of that game, but I can't remember what it's about. Is it like a zombie kind of game, or... Tell me about that game. It's kind of like, if I remember right, it's kind of like Subsistence a little bit, right? Has a bit of a Subsistence feel to it, or am I thinking about something different? Okay, so those blocks go there. And we want to paint this one here black. And we have to, actually, we got to change this one out too. I just remembered that. There we go. Rated R, Old Guy, have you seen the new game Mojang announced? I have not. Tell me about the new game that Mojang has announced. Mariski, how are you doing today? Oh, I always love it when Maru's on the channel. She's awesome. Maru's playing Empyrion with us too on our multiplayer series that we do on Wednesday, multiplayer stream, and she's learning too. And one of these days soon she's going to be building her own capital ship. Aren't you, Maruski? It's a lot like Subsistence. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I think I saw Game Edged play that once or twice a while back. Watched one or two of his videos. All right, cool. So now what we're gonna do here is we're gonna put in a half block here, and this is gonna be the floor of the upper deck. Okay. And then I think what we're gonna do here, I'm changing something up just a little bit from what I did in the other build. I think we're gonna use that block. Okay, so that needs to be a red block, like so. Okay, and then now we're gonna put this block here. And another one of these little corner guys. And this is black. Okay, and then I think we're going to follow that same pattern up a few more blocks. So that goes there. That goes there. That goes there. So that gives us our second pattern going up. So we need to do that one more time. Nope, that's correct. Okay, let's do our painting before I get ahead of myself and get screwed up here. So that's red and that's red. So that gives us that should give us 1, 2, 3 reds of that angle. Okay, that looks correct. And then we'll paint those two black. No, you know what? I didn't do that right. So, okay, so after the third, this has got to change here. This has got to change here. Let's pull that stuff out. Pull that out too. Okay, are we good on both sides? Looks like it. Okay, so now we're actually going to change the contour here. By going with this block, like so. And that should be the third black block up from the upper deck. Right? 1, 2, third black block up. I have to really think about saying that. Black block up. Black block up. Say that 3 times really fast, Maruski. Okay? Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to use a slope right here. And then this block here on the back side is going to be this block. Yep, I think that's correct. Okay. So, whoops. That's black and this is red. Nice. Okay, we're almost done building out this this wall here. It's called Minecraft Dungeons. It's Minecraft meets God of War meets Diablo 3. Interesting. Very interesting. Tatman, you like that game a lot? Do you like it better than Subsistence? Hold Your Own? How does it also compare to like Myst Survival? That game is also kind of similar to Subsistence. And I actually really like Myst Survival. It's a pretty fun game. You do? Okay, cool, man. So long time, Maru, before you can build a capital ship or be as good as me. Maruski, it shouldn't take you that long. It shouldn't take you that long. It's like anything else. You know, the more time you spend messing with it, the better you'll get. If one thing I could recommend that you
we
do
don't call him Mythikill
is that
nothing, but man, I am sure glad you're here.
Hey, Myth,
Welcome,
what's going
my
on,
dude.
buddy? What's going on? What I recommend that you do, Maru, if you want to, is just go into a single-player creative game just by yourself. You have access to the whole creative menu. It's just like Minecraft, and just practice, and and start building stuff and figuring stuff out. And the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. If that's something you want to actually do. This game, the reason I love this game so much is I love the fact that you can build stuff like this, and then you can use it. You're not just building something for the sake of building. You're building something for the sake of building, but also for function and form. And then you can go off and explore the stars. And then if you put in mods like the Voodoo mod that we used in Alpha 7, where it adds hundreds of systems you can explore, then it's really fun. Then it gets really fun. So anyway, there you go. All right, let's see. Let's get this next section working now. So what we're going to do next is we're going to put in that block. And I have to make this upper deck. I have to give it a bit of a peaked ceiling. The reason for that is because I'm going to park my Jade Jet up here. And my Jade Jet has a very high fin on the back. It sticks up quite a ways in the air, so that's why, I'm basically designing the back end of this Corvette around my Cylon Raider and my my Jade Jet. And maybe what we'll do is we'll pop into creative mode for a second here in a bit, and I'll kind of show you, how both of those ships fit in. Okay, so now this block goes down here like that. And then we're going to put that block there, I think. And then this is just going to be a normal block. There we go. Okay, so that's basically going to be the shape of the back end of the fuselage to house our ships. Just kind of looking it over, double checking it. My numbers are all skewed on this side, but that's all right. We'll mostly do our building off the port side here anyway. Now, once I get this, the back end of the fuselage done, my plan is to have some very large flat wings kind of come out this way, and then probably angle up, and then we're going to put some nacelles on the end of each of those wings, and that's where we're going to have most of our thrusters and so forth. I haven't gotten that far with it. That's just in my head right now. I've kind of sketched it out on paper a little bit, but that's kind of my overall plan for that. Okay, I want to, you know what we're going to do, you guys? Let's go back to the station and just get our oxygen and our food topped off. I'm going to hop into creative mode for a second, so I want to look at something, and then you guys can kind of see how I'm fitting the ships inside the fuselage there. So let's take a hit here, get that topped off. Alright, let's hop into creative for a second. And what I want to do is I want to see, I just want to make a count on something real quick. You think you like it better than Subsistence? Okay, cool. You know, believe it or not, I actually have never played Subsistence. I've watched others play it, like, you know, Game Edge and Cage and all that, but I've never played it myself. Okay, so let's come back here for a minute. If you guys have never seen my Cylon Raider that I built in Alpha 7, there she is. This, guys, is a seriously long lag spike. What the hell? Come on, game. There we go. This is a small vessel, believe it or not. But it's absolutely enormous for a small vessel. You can see how large it is in comparison to this capital ship here. So the whole idea behind this bay that that I'm building here is so that I have, that I can fit this sucker in here and take it with me, because it's a badass ship. But what I actually wanted to come in here and look at real quick is I wanted to see how far back I went with this wall, because the idea here is that I'm going to, I don't know for sure if I'm going to do this yet, but I think what I'm going to do is we're going to have this upper bay, but it's only going to come out so far, and then we're actually going to bring a curve kind of down like this, and we'll also have an exposed deck, an uncovered deck up above too, just as a quick, landing place, or, if Widow wants to come with me on an expedition sometime, he can park his ship on the back, or Maru, or something like that. So all that to say, I don't want to take this all the way back, to the back for the upper deck. And so what I want to do is I want to figure out how many blocks I went back here, because I never did count that. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we came back 8 blocks. Now that's right at the tip, though, of the J-Jet, and it's damn near as far back as it's going to go with that upper fin. So I'm thinking we're going to want a little bit more room. So I'm thinking we come out 10. I'm thinking we'll come out 10 on that upper section, and then we'll start to kind of taper it down and have an open deck on the back for guest ships or whatever to land on. Okay, so it's 8 now, but I think we're going to go with 10. Does that sound good to you guys? All right, cool. That's pretty much what I wanted to see. So let's hop back into the server. So this is a multiplayer server that myself and Stock Gaming play on and do our YouTube videos. So it's a content creator server. And then I also have my son-in-law. He plays on it too. And he doesn't stream or anything, but he just plays on it. Okay, so we're good on food. We're good on oxy. We're probably done making blocks here. For the moment anyway, but let's I'll bet the Sath is finished. So let's pull all the Sathium out of here. All this Sathium that you guys see here was from one very large deposit. Very sweet. And we're just going to throw it all in here. Let's put a couple... Yeah, let's put a couple stacks in here just so we have it for other stuff that might need it. But the bulk of it's going to go in here so we can just keep cranking out the combat blocks. Alright, let's get a couple stacks of that going. How are we doing on power here too, by the way? We're mostly running on cap power, but I do have... Is this thing turned on? It's not. Okay, it shouldn't be. This one's on because it's making fuel. We got the furnaces off now. I've got 5 or 6 capacitors in this station, so it does pretty good on solar power. I don't usually have to put a lot of fuel in it, but let's go ahead and fuel it up anyway. And we'll put the extra fuel over here. Well, maybe half of it anyway. Okay, sweet. Let's go. Let's do this. He hasn't updated Mist in a while. Okay. I hope that means he's just working on, you know, working on stuff. Because for a while there, he was updating it like crazy. But I agree with you, man. Mist is going to be... If he sticks with that game and he sees it all the way through, that's going to be a freaking awesome game. It really is. I don't usually play very early access games, but that's a game that I actually played. It was that good right out of the chute. So I just hope he doesn't give up on it, you know? That's always the risk that happens with these early access games. Okay, so we want to take this thing back 10 blocks. Let's get the top block in place then. We'll count that out. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just double checking our work. Let's mark this too. There we go. Need to turn our light on too. Okay. Now we just simply need to build this part out. So let's put the deck in first. And I'm using half blocks for this because it will, oh, wait a minute. We got to put our symmetry plate on. It just gives the middle bay with the radar a little more spaciousness using the half blocks. Make sure that looks good. Okay. Oh, come on, game. I hate it when that happens. That happens when you release the mouse a little too soon before the control key. No, 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 no. Not that way. There you go. Okay. I went out another block, but that's okay, because remember, this deck, the deck itself is going to extend all the way to the back. We're just going to have part of it opened up. But I think what we'll do is we'll just leave it there for now, at that 11 blocks out. Okay, cool. Now what we just have to do is start matching these blocks up. So let's grab this guy. And we'll bring him out to 10. So we've already got that marked for us. Very nice. No, 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 knit, 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 knit. Getting a little click happy here. So we'll put that block in place. Put this one in place. Try and use all the same shapes at once, and then before we switch, it just saves us a little time here. That can come over. This can come over. I found that it's very, very helpful, you know, to mark these blocks like I did there, because then you can kind of see what the shape is for doing this sort of thing. Otherwise, you're looking at it and you're going, okay, where exactly is the, you know, the crease behind that thing? Okay, I think that's it for those blocks. Now, let's do this block here. And do we have it again at this orientation? I don't think we do. Okay, so now we're going to flip it this way. Oh, I'm going out too far, aren't I? Okay, we'll fix that later. And we also have it going this way. I think that's it for that orientation. Okay. Now we're going to flip it this way, and we'll fill this one. We'll fill this one in. Trim those back off. Excellent. Okay, so the next block that we use at this angle is this one. Like that. And do we have anything inside? Nope, the only thing we have inside is this one. So let's just do this one right now. Excellent. And we're using this same block out here at the top, so we'll slide that over. That fills that part in. Whenever I can, I like to, you know, try and double plate the hull. Sometimes, you know, like down here, well, it is even kind of double plated right here, I suppose, too, if you think about it. Sometimes, in some spots, you can't really do it without, you know, changing the overall design, but whenever possible, I like to try and double plate it. Make it that much stronger, you know. Okay, now we're going to put in these blocks here. Yeah, I've kind of, even though I've never played Subsistence, I've always kind of felt like it would get boring fast. It looks like it's very fun and challenging and exciting in the beginning, but then all of a sudden it's like you hit a wall and it's like, okay, what else? You know, there's nothing else to do. Maru, I don't know if you've played it before too. I don't know if you feel like that or not, but I kind of get that feeling about it, even though myself I've never played it before. Killer Gamer, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. I'm very excited about the ship. I think it's going to come together and it's going to look really good. Myth, what block have I missed, or did I catch it after you said that? Okay, let's pop this in. And then, of course, we just fill in these grooves here. Like so. Back right on the platform. Back right on the platform. Missed a block. On the platform. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Very good. Thank you, sir. All right, cool. So that's pretty much takes care of that portion of the fuselage. Now let's build out the back. And then I have not figured out yet how I'm going to bring this part down. So I might hold off on that and not do that on stream until I have a chance to figure it out in creative mode. So I think what we'll do though is we'll just do the stuff that I already know, know what to do on it essentially. So we can, how many blocks? That really burned through a lot of blocks, didn't it? I wonder if maybe what we should do before we mess any more with the back is let's start working on this part here. So I think what we'll do is let's get the walls in first, and then we'll figure out how to connect everything in the interior. Okay, so now we get to work with compound angles here. And whenever you're doing that in this game, in most cases, you're going to be using these 4 blocks here. Okay, so corner along A, B, C, and D. So that set of 4 blocks go together when you're working on these compound angles in this game. Okay, and that's something that I haven't seen Indigo Sin in a while, but he taught me that, and I really appreciate him doing that. And it really made a lot of difference for me in being able to build in this game. Once I learned that, once I figured out with his help that's how it works. Okay, so we're going to kind of work in reverse a little bit here. We're going to actually start with D. Okay, so we put D down, then we go to C, then we go to B, and then we go to A. And that gives us our first little section there. And then we just simply start over again. So we start with D, C, B, and A. And you just kind of keep working your way back in this fashion to create these compound angle walls here. The funny thing too about these blocks is that when I first started working with them, it's a little confusing because they show you the shape with the block, I guess what you would call right side up, but what you have to do is you have to flip them on their side in order to get the actual angle you're going for, and that's not real intuitive when you're first learning the game. So it's something to kind of keep in mind there. Okay, so we're just going to keep building this out. Actually, you know what, too? While we do that, as we go, I'm going to shave a couple things off here. So let's take these blocks down. I think I'll leave those for the moment. Okay. Now, the block that... Let me show you this with the paint gun so you understand. When you use the little black guy here, the little black, or not the black block, I'm sorry, the little angle block, which is D, and then you're going upwards, then B goes on top of D. Okay, so this is B here, right? So that means then if I know that, right, I've got D here, so that means I've got to start this side with B, like so. Okay, so once you kind of figure that out, like I said, and then, you know, if you, because we went from left to right, but if you're going to go upwards instead, then you use a different order of the blocks. And once you kind of figure that out, you know, then it's like, you know, a no-brainer essentially. All right, so now when we use the, and this pattern stays the same in this what we'll call column too, right? So if you have D, then you have B, then you go back to D, and then you go to B, and then you go to D, and you can work your way all the way up following that pattern. If you're working upwards or downwards rather, as opposed to, you know, laterally from side to side. Okay, so we know then that B is going to go here, right? Because we're going to put D right here. And if we're working side to side again, then C comes in. And then B goes in right next to that. And then A goes in right next to that, like so. And we're just going to keep working our way back and filling this thing in. And you know, you can work left and right, you can work up and down. I kind of do a mixture of both. But it all turns out in the end if you do it correctly. All right, so far so good. Now we're back to D, and then C, and then B, and then A, like so. And after a while, when you work with it and so forth, you'll kind of just automatically, know which one to pick. Because it's also about learning these angles, and you can start to see the next angle that you need with your eyes. That doesn't always work for me though. Sometimes I still, sit there and go, okay, how in the hell is that supposed to go again? Okay, so far so good. Claude Boy, what is happening, my man? Good to see you, dude. Killer Gamer, sounds like college. Yeah, it's been a very long time since I was in college. I never actually finished college either, believe it or not. Long time ago for me. The first time you played, you built the battleship and it was like a firewall. There's nothing to do. Yeah. So Tat, he's not updating it much. Okay, well, like I said, hopefully he's just hard at work on it, and he'll come out with a really nice big update and add more content to it for sure. Yep, wash, rinse, and repeat, Maru. That's exactly right. Killer, you taking off? Okay, man. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it, bud. Thanks for stopping by, dude. Okay, let's keep working here. So we're going to pop out these blocks now, too. And keep working our way back. Okay, good. So we got the next row up there. And what we're going to do now is we're going to just keep going. We're going to keep going up on this angle. Let me take a look at my next screenie here.
There he is, my main man, Oldguy.
You know what? Did I must have missed that screenshot. Okay, whatever. We'll figure it out. If I have to, I can pop back into creative mode too. Oldguy, how you doing today, man? Good to see you, bud. You all moved in now? Everything going smooth in the new place, I hope? Okay. And we're just going to keep going up. And we're going to have this cool looking angle here when this is all done. Just takes a little while to get everything in place. We want this one here. Yeah. Okay, so I think we're gonna do something a little different at the top here, but I'm gonna leave it that way for the moment. So now we're gonna come in here and we're gonna fill in the inside and follow the same pattern going up this way. And my symmetry plane kind of gets in my way, so this gets a little janky here. Here, let's do this. Let's pop these guys in first. We want these. Okay, yeah, let's leave that the way it is for the moment. It's a little bit difficult to see what I'm doing here. Okay, so we want to put 2 A blocks in there. And then we want to put a C in there and a C in there. Good. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take these back off and that back off. And I think these too, actually, now that I think about it. I did take a screenshot of this, but for some reason I didn't. I lost it or something. I don't know. So now this is just going to be a flat spot up here that we'll maybe put a turret or something in, or some lights perhaps. Flip that guy that way. Finish it out with the corners and then put a slope in right here. There we go. That makes a nice little smooth area at the top. There's not going to be room for a turret there, but what we could do is put like a light right here perhaps. We'll see when the time comes. Now for here, just trying to think about this for a second. I'm almost wondering if I want to bring that out further. Let's get rid of this for a second. What the ultimate idea here is going to be is that there will be like a door that we can walk into the bay from this direction. Okay, so for now, though, I think what we'll do is let's put that in there. So if our doorway comes in, well, wait a minute, though. We got to make sure the doorway, ideally anyways, the doorway should match the deck, right? So, let's grab this, flip it around. Yeah, see, that's too high. So we're gonna, what we might have to do there then is we're probably gonna have to put a little ramp in, which we can do. Let's do this. Let's bring this back here. Bring that to there. Okay. And then what I'll probably end up doing here is I'll probably put some stairs in. But for now, let's just do a slope. Which direction is that sucker going? There we go. But yeah, when in the finished product, we'll change this. Those will actually be stairs leading out to the deck here. Okay, cool. And we'll pop a wall in right here. Looking pretty good, looking pretty good. What do you guys think? So far, so good? Your Twitch app is being twitchy? Oh, that sucks. Hey, CD, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for coming and hanging out, man. And CJ, too. Welcome, guys. Hope you guys are all having a good Saturday. Mythical, when you move, you're going to ship your PC. Oh, yeah, when you move down to Florida? Cool. Okay. Good deal. Yeah, I would not ship my... I would not send my PC on a plane either. Those guys are rough with the luggage, so I would definitely ship it. You know, maybe even FedEx Express or at least ground, and tell them, you know, get some insurance on it too. Okay, cool. So let's work on the inside here for a bit now, and figure out how we're gonna put all this stuff together. So what I'm thinking here is, let's get our plane back on. And we'll do the stuff that we know for sure needs to be done first. I think I want to work down here first. So what I messed around with this a little bit in creative mode, and what I ultimately decided looked the best is to do something along these lines here. Okay, and then what we do is we put this block in like this, and then we put the half blocks in like so. And what that does is it butts up against here and makes a nice little neat seam. And doesn't look half bad, if you don't mind my saying so. You know, and I just whooped that together for you guys in like one and a half, 2 minutes, but it took me quite some time in creative mode to figure out how exactly I wanted to do that. But yeah, I think that looks pretty good for that inner contour there. And then we're going to kind of do something similar up on top here as well. Now, one of the things, though, that I might want to do up here... Here, let's try something. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint... I'm going to paint these, making sure that it's on whole block. This is just temporary. But what this will do is it'll show me on the inside which blocks have to remain in place and which ones need to be doubled up on, if I can double up on them. By the way, it is my intention to make this ship kind of a blue. It's going to be a blue theme as far as the color itself. Because oddly enough, blue is my favorite color. And all of the ships I've built so far in this game, I mean, you know, serious ships, when I say serious, ones that I've actually completed, I've never done actually a blue ship. So this one's going to be blue. Okay, so what this tells me is everything that we see here that's red is one block out to the side. Okay, so that means we can't remove it, first of all, and secondly, it means that if we want to, you know, have a double hull there, we're gonna have to put some more blocks in place. However, that being said, the Jade Jet is not going to be able to come all the way back, and so what I would like to be able to do is I'd like to be able to we can't put anything else up there. Have some room back here that we could put some storage or maybe even some equipment. at least like an oxygen dispenser and that sort of thing. But we are going to have to cover this up. So just to give it a little bit more of a spacious feel, we're going to use those blocks there. And we won't be able to put anything here, but we could put, you know, a couple of somethings there if we wanted to. And then our door, yeah, this might get a little tricky, but I might have to actually bring this all the way back to get that to work. The other option we could do too is we could potentially do an elevator there. I don't know. I kind of think like a ramp or steps would make more sense, though. You know what? Let's do something. Let's take a quick sidestep here. I need to take another hit anyways of O2. This is my little space station that I built. It's a construction space station. It's designed to support a build that's not necessarily a station in its own right, though I mean it is a station in its own right. But its main purpose is to support the build here. Okay, what am I doing? Oh, we're here to get a door. Let's just grab those doors. And whilst we're at it, let's make some steps too. So let's make concrete. Yeah, let's make those. That was fast. Thanks, guys. Thanks. CD, I'm doing great, Dan. I'm having a good day today so far. Got a good night's rest last night. Woke up to my stupid, one of my smoke alarms was chirping because the battery was low in it, but otherwise. Okay, so let's see here. Let's take these back out. Let's take all of this back out. Ah, shit. We're just replacing those. I'm not going to repair them. It takes forever. Okay. Here, let's get rid of this too. We don't need it at the moment. Then we can see better. Texturable. I haven't messed with this before. That's cool. That's really cool. I like it. What's this one look like? I think that one looks better because it's got the anti-skid surface there. Sweet. Okay. Now let's take the door here and just pop it right there. I don't like how it sticks out there, but I don't know that we can do much about it. And we just kind of come up here and walk on out to the upper deck if we need to maintenance our turrets or whatever. How's that look, you guys? That's pretty cool. I like it. I like it. That's one of those things that I had the general idea of, but I didn't really know specifically how it was going to come together until it came together. And then, so now we have a couple of cubbies back in here that we can put stuff in if we want to. Some storage, oxygen tanks, dispenser, that sort of thing. Very nice. You know what, too? Well, okay, hold on a sec. Let me look at something. I want to unpaint this stuff for a minute and repaint it. Let's also use a different color for the moment. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So we can't mess with these blocks in here. I can't change them because if I do, then I'm gonna mess up the shape outside. Okay, well, at least now we know that. Okay, so what I think I want to do in here now to give ourselves double plating is let's put the angles in here. Oh, I don't have my plane on, do I? That's right. We'll just... Nope. Yeah, this is a situation where, you know, do we choose function or form, you know what I mean? And I'm all for making the ship as tough as we can possibly make it. So that strengthens that up a little bit. And it makes it look a little nicer too, because now we got these nice little angles instead of just the blocky corners like we had before. So I'm good with that. I'm good with that. So we do have some weak spots up here too. What would it look like if we did something like... Put those there. And this in here. Like so. Just gives us a little more strength there. Now these blocks are still exposed. But like I said, I don't know. I mean, there's probably a way to cover everything up, but again, it's a function versus form thing. I don't want to cover so much stuff up that A, it looks like crap, and B, there's no space left to do stuff, you know what I mean? So, I think we're going to go with this for now. And some of these blocks I might change up later, based upon whatever type of equipment we decide to put in here. But let's do this. Let's go grab the Jade Jet. Yeah, you've seen them put luggage on a plane. Yeah, I have too. That's why. That's no bueno. Okay, so the idea here now with the J-Jet is when we come into dock, we're going to more or less line it up here. But then we're going to flip it around like so. That was a little too far, I think. That's pretty good there. Not a lot of room there, is there? Pretty tight fit. If we bring it all the way back to the wall and then just pull it forward a smidge and then bring her down. Cool. I like it, you guys. I like it. I think it looks pretty damn good. Custom fit bay for the J-Jet. So it's not ever going to come back past this line here, right? And we'll probably even paint some, you know, some parking lines, that sort of thing. So we have all this room over here that we could put whatever equipment makes sense. I think, you know, what makes sense to put in a dock is an, you know, oxygen dispenser, of course, for sure. So that way you can make sure you top off your O2 before you leave. And, you know, maybe even a fridge if you need some extra food, some medical supplies, that sort of thing, some temporary cargo storage, whatever we decide to put in here. And then, of course, you know, we're also going to want repair bays too, but I think we can still only have one repair bay per ship. Is that correct, Tat? Widow, one of you guys know that? So that being the case, we'll probably end up putting the repair bay. Well, you know what we'll probably do now that I think about it? We'll probably put the repair bay outside on the external deck, because we don't want to put it in the place that a ship's going to be parked, if you know what I mean. Yeah, okay, so just one per ship. Right. Nifty. Okay, let's do this. Let's build out the back end of this next, okay? So we're going to you know what, I need to go get some blocks too, so let's go get some more blocks. Almost got a full stack going on there. I'm going to, let's see, let's make some armored windows too. I might try and work with these heavy windows a little bit as well. But I think we're going to definitely want some more of these too. So let's queue up about 50 of those guys. And then we'll do another full stack of combat steel. Okay. I think this is going to look cool. I don't know, what do you guys think too? I mean, in terms of the class, you know, by the time I get this all built out, the bottom and the top, put the wings and the nacelles on, would you still call this a Corvette class ship, or do you think it should be more destroyer class? Because it's turning out to be a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be. I'm still thinking it probably could be called a Corvette, but it's going to be a big Corvette. Let's get our friend the symmetry plane turned back on. And we'll do a test. Make sure it's lined up correctly. Yes, it is. Awesome, awesome. Okay. Why are you guessing that, Claudeboy? Dead is Dead starts at noon in about 45 minutes. I'm playing anyways, and I know a Myth is gonna play. Okay. So we're gonna build out this lower section of the hull. Yeah, we're doing Dead is Dead at noon today. Noon my time, Mountain Time. Alright, I think that's it for that block. Now we're gonna switch to this guy. And he'll fit in there at that angle, so let's just put it in place since it's already set up for us. Like so. And then we're going to flip it around this way and fill this part in. Here we go. Sometimes it takes me a while to find these blocks. Get our half blocks out. And we'll finish out the outer deck here. Ran out of blocks. Hey, Thought Dancer, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. CD, what's the worst sound? What did I do to make you say that? Okay, half block. We'll fill this in here. Excellente. Yeah, so the idea here again is we'll probably put the repair bay right smack dab in the center there, and then that way, you know, we can land, even if we need to temporarily land the Raider there to get it repaired or any other ship. That's what we'll do. Now, the one thing that could get tricky about that though is hovercrafts, because the hovercrafts are going to be down low in the belly here once I get the lower section built out. And I mean, if nothing else, we can always just remove you know, pick up the repair bay and take it down to the lower deck and use it there, I suppose, if we had to. It kind of sucks that you can't have more than one on a capital ship, you know. I expect that, or I imagine that they do that probably, you know, for PvP reasons, which is fine, and I get that, but not everybody does PvP in this game. So I think we should be able to have, you know, more than one repair bay on our capital ship. Anyway, whatever. Soapbox over now. Okay, so now what I have not done yet is I haven't figured out how how this curve here is going to come down. But the idea is I want the line to look something like, it starts to kind of gradually come down this way, and maybe, meets the corner at the end there or something. That's the very general idea. Exactly how I'm going to accomplish that, I'm not sure yet. And I'm not going to mess around and hem and haw with that on stream with you guys. I'll figure that out in creative mode, and then, during the next stream or YouTube episode, build out at that point. But anyway, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. I also have not figured out yet how we're going to do the lower section either. So that's coming up next. Let's take this thing out. So my general idea, my general thought at the moment, and this might change later, okay, but at the moment, what I'm thinking I might do is I might put hydroponics in the front end of the ship here, somewhere in this area, and then have another compartment more towards the center where we'll put engineering. One of the reasons why I want to do it that way is because the front end of the ship, often will take a lot of damage. And so if we have a breach, on the front end here, and we have a breach in the hydroponics, it's not going to take the ship down, right? If we lose some plants, we lose some plants, and we replant them later after we repair. But if I stick, like, say, my warp drive in the very front, and then we have a breach and the warp drive gets hit, then we're screwed. You know what I'm saying? So my general thought is to do it that way, and then we're probably going to have, I'd like to have 3 decks if possible. I don't know if that's going to work because there's not a ton of space in here. But we're going to have, this will be the bridge, of course. But I don't know that I want, the upper deck to only be 1 block high all the way back. That's going to cause us challenges for a couple of different reasons. Because a lot of the components that we need to place down, like, oxygen dispensers and that sort of thing, are 2 blocks high. So I'm still kind of trying to figure out how things will go on the inside. I've got some general ideas, but I don't have real specific ideas yet. Anyway, I think she's coming along pretty good so far. This looks pretty good back here, don't you think, you guys? And, we'll decorate it. We'll put textures in, lights and stuff, and make it look really badass, too. But I'm liking it so far, for sure. Kara, what's going on? How you feeling today? You doing better? Another thought that I had too is that maybe what we do is we bring this down more abruptly, so maybe more at an angle like this, and then what we could do is we could put rails along here and just leave this whole area open as another possibility. I don't know. There's lots of things we could do. You're okay? You have a sore throat? Oh, you're gonna break my legs today? Okay, that's awesome, I think. Now, Kara, I would love to have you come and try to break my legs in Dead is Dead here in a little bit. But anyway, guys, I think that's gonna wrap up the build for today. Let's save this sucker. Let's not forget to do that. So let's come around over here. We'll get out this way a little bit. Maybe about that far, I'm thinking. And we're going to call this... we want to go to capital ships. So we're gonna call this 1.3. Because we made some substantial progress on the hull today. All right, so now we have saved that as 1.3. Oh, I was going, what the hell's that green light coming out there? But it's the J-Jet that we have parked in the bay. One of the things I'd like to do too is I'm going to start working in the YouTube episodes and or a little bit off camera, you know, to get enough resources for us to actually spawn in the Raider. Because I want to have the Raider with me as we build out the lower deck, you know, so we're making sure that we have the right proportions, and just like we did kind of with the upper portion for the J-Jet, we're going to kind of build this bay around the Cylon Raider, so everything fits nice and neat. And that sucker's expensive, so I guess I'm probably in about mid to starting to get into late game in my YouTube Let's Play series here in Empyrion. So I just very recently started getting into, you know, Sath and Erestrum and Zascosium and all the high level stuff. So I'm gonna have to do a little more farming, a little more mining of that stuff, so we can get enough resources to actually bring in the Raider, so we can build the ship around it. Okay. Anyway, guys, I think that's it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap up the stream for now. I will be back at noon Mountain Time, so that's in about 35 minutes from now. And we're going to play our weekly Dead is Dead challenge. If you're not familiar with what that is, myself and several of my friends get together and we play 7 Days to Die on the most difficult settings, on insane difficulty. The zombies run day and night, with some further modifications that we've made to the XML files. And the idea is that we play for 7 days and we play basically last man standing. Okay, so the idea is that we play, you have one life to live, and we play until there's either one player left or until we reach the end of day 7. On day 7, with our modifications, we have a really nasty all biker horde, so it's not just your normal wimpy 7-day horde, and it's a lot of fun. If a living player dies, then they can actually come back into the game as a player zombie with some further modifications that we've made, and their job is to hunt down the living player. So it's a hell of a lot of fun. We've been doing it for, gosh, I don't know, 6 or 7 months now. Just something we kind of made up to pass the time with Alpha 16 until the Fun Pimps comes out with Alpha 17 for 7 days. And we have a lot of fun with it. So if you guys are around and you want to come and watch that, or even better yet, participate, anybody's welcome to participate, then show up again in about 35 minutes from now, and we'll start some Dead is Dead challenge. Otherwise, if I don't see you again, you guys have a great rest of your day. Hope you have a wonderful Saturday. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Stop by the YouTube channel if you want to. And you can follow me, follow my Let's Play series. I'll be doing some of the builds on YouTube too as well. I bounce back and forth a little bit if you want to just kind of follow the evolution and the progression of the Corvette build that we're doing here. All right, guys? So, Sal, how you doing, man? Good to see you there. And is that game multiplayer? Are you talking about Empyrion, this game? No, you can play. You can definitely play single player if you want to. I'm pretty much playing it in single player on the YouTube series. So I do the multiplayer on Wednesday. We do a multi-stream on Wednesday on Quad Voice server, and then I also do my own single player Let's Play series on YouTube. So you can very much play this game single player if you want to, and it's a lot of fun. I like to play it both ways, of course. So yeah, Thought Dancer plays with this too. Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, so hey, I'm going to take a break. I will be back at noon Mountain Time for some Dead is Dead challenge. Like I said, if I don't see you again for the rest of the day, you guys have a great rest of your Saturday, and we'll catch you next time around. Take care, everybody, and goodbye. Actually, you know what? Let's raid someone, since I'm going to be out for a little bit. Who is on? Let's raid the Visual Pine. I haven't raided Pine in some time. Excellent. All right, guys, Visual Pine is a very awesome streamer. He's a friend of mine. Just an awesome guy. He plays a lot of variety types of games. Right now, he's playing something called Actung Cthulhu Tactics. I have no idea what that is. But let's stop by and say hello to Pine, and I'll see you guys hopefully in about 30 minutes from now for some Dead is Dead. Bye-bye.